As I approached Lake Paradise, I didn't know that was it.
What is the lake?
This is the crater lake that formed around 7 to 10 million years ago following a volcanic eruption, according to historians.
The name was derived from the earlier settler who came in 1919. These are two American travelers, Martin and Osa Johnson, the husband and the wife, who actually named this lake as Lake Paradise. They saw this a paradise in the middle of a whole arid and desert areas.
Marsabit, the country's biggest county, is indeed home to Kenya's only true desert, the Chalbi Desert, which stretches 100,000 square kilometers. The pastoralist Rendile, Gabra and Borana communities live on the periphery of the inhospitable expanse of clay and precipitated salt that characterizes the Chalbi Desert and are perpetually in search of water for their livestock.
The whole of this area, which comprises about 78,000 square kilometers, all 11% of the total area of Kenya, there is not a single flowing river.
It's worse for women trekking long distances to find water for use at home.
Community yetu jamii wa Borana wanapenda sana ng'ombe kushinda wakina mama. Sasa wanasema mpaka ng'ombe akunywe maji, mama hawezi kupata hiyo lita 20.
The Marsabit County headquarters, however, sits on the slopes of the mountain, closer to Lake Paradise, tucked away further up in the mountain and surrounded by a 16,000-hectare indigenous forest.
We are actually at about 1,850 meters above sea level at this point.
So the water which is here is in the rising ground, meaning that it is able now to flow down through underground aquifer to recharge the boreholes that are used by the communities. So if there is no water here, then there is no water in the community area.
So if this lake dries, Marsabit is in trouble?
Yes.
It happened 3 years ago for a good 8 months.
Not a single drop of water. This place was dry. Those boreholes could not even produce a single drop of water.
Guyo Bule, a businessman running a hotel within Marsabit town, says he came close to shutting down his business for lack of water.
Hapo ilikauka na tukakosa maji hata tone. Mpaka tukarudi kwa gari ile mabusa. Magari inatuletea kutoka mbali, kutoka Lagoloko, kutoka Kubikallo. Alafu gari hiyo ya busa ikija, watu wanapiga laini na kila mtu anaweka jerikena yake akiwa ananunua.
At that time, 20 liters of water was selling at 70 shillings.
This lake recharges Bakuli Springs, the main source of water for Marsabit town. Bakuli used to have a flow of about 33,000 liters per hour in about 20-30 years ago. During the last 2 years, it has actually, or 3 years, it has dwindled down to only 1,600, 1,800 liters an hour. So that means that is all the water Marsabit town depends on without the huge population.
In an attempt to come to the rescue of the people of Marsabit, the government started the construction of a 3.6 million litre dam called Badasa. But like Lake Paradise, it will depend on the rains to fill it.
The dam can be built, okay, hoping that we'll have 2 huge El Ninos.
It's said that over 50 years ago, Lake Paradise occupied an area of over 1,000 square meters, but right now it has shrunk to about roughly 200 square meters, as you can see behind me, and one could easily walk around it. It's more or less like a swimming pool. Over the years, the waters in Lake Paradise, which touched the clearly defined forest border long ago, have been receding to the near-empty stage it is now.
The depth at the midpoint there used to reach about 3.5 meters to 4.
Environmental conservationists say the cause of the decline in water levels is the pressure on the ecosystem surrounding the lake. The pristinity of the Marsabit forest, which forms part of the protected Marsabit National Park, has been under severe threat due to human encroachment. The community living around the mountain heavily depends on the forest for firewood.
The initial decline in the forest cover of 100 hectares per year increases And if we don't take action, the whole forest will go. Our calculation says in 30 to 50 years from now, if we don't do something, the whole of this forest will go. And if this forest goes, the Marsabit forest goes, then there will be no life in Marsabit.
During the dry season, the pastoralists drive their animals right into Lake Paradise, a purely wildlife territory, to graze and drink water. These human activities contribute directly to climate change, a subject that remains abstract even to communities already experiencing it.
Climate change is real from the scientific perspective, and from my own conviction is a real thing. Initially, rainfall used to have patterns. We would know at this time of the year there will be this amount of rainfall. That pattern of rainfall changed.
In the last 10 years, we've only had good rainfall the last 2 seasons. Good rains means anything in excess of 200 millimeters. But Marsabit used to get a rainfall, average rainfall of about 800, 900 millimeters a year. That used to be very high.
Another indicator of climate change here is the rise in temperatures. The Kenya Wildlife says Marsabit now records up to 30 degrees Celsius during the dry season.
Now it's around 26, 27, which is good, 26, 27, 28. But an increase in the temperature of 1 degree Celsius means a lot. One, from the now scientific perspective, to me now, it will favor the growth of grasses as opposed to trees.
Faced with such a predicament, the Kenya Wildlife Service has embarked on a 1.2 billion shillings project to recover the lost ground, especially through deforestation.
It is very easy to destroy an ecosystem, but it takes quite a lot, and it's very expensive to restore that ecosystem once it is destroyed. In many cases, it may not even be possible to restore the ecosystem to its original status.
Hopefully, the restoration program will succeed in redeeming the lost ecosystem around the mountain so that Lake Paradise swells back to its former state to keep Marsabit going. Sylvia Chebet, Citizen Live at 9.